the All Things Good channel and to this week's video vlog. How are you? Hope you're all doing really well this week. Oh, do you know, I'm enjoying the sunshine. I really am. It's such a gift to see it, isn't it? Absolutely blessed with the sunshine. Poor old Nancy's struggling a little bit in the heat, but she does make quite an appearance in this week's video, and she tells us all about decades, really. Time in the decades, and she's been able to sit in her garden this week, which has been lovely, absolutely gorgeous. I've been as busy as always, as I'm sure you can imagine. I have results. I have my MRI scan results, which I'm going to share with you later on in the video, actually in this week's Moment on the Bed. And I've just taken in a delivery from Boots. Quite a few of you had told me about the £10 Tuesday at Boots, which I didn't know about until you lovely people told me. So thank you for that. And last Tuesday I went onto the Boots website and I did find a few bits and pieces. And I think I found some dupes, and my parcel's just come and I haven't opened it yet. So I've forgotten what I ordered. So let's have a look together. What did I get from Boots? So yeah, lots of things for £10 in Boots on a Tuesday, in store and online. So take a look. Oh yes, I remembered what I bought now. Starting with, this is a little bit smaller than I thought. Oh, dropping all the paper. This is a little bit smaller than I thought, but then I perhaps didn't look at the advert properly. It's only 60ml, but I bought an NYX Professional Makeup Matte Finish Matte Spray. Fini Matte, it's called. Makeup setting spray, basically. And I'd sometimes use, in fact, that's come without a lid on it. I'm sure that should have had a little white lid on it, and it's not in the box. Okay, not the best start, Boots. But when I put my makeup on, I give it a little spritz with a finishing spray. And I've used various ones. I've got a Max Factor one that's just about to run out. And another one, I can't remember the name of, in a silver can, very professional one, I might hasten to add, and I think that was from Superdrug. If I can remember the name of it, I'll put it in the description box down below for you. Haven't used this one before, but keeps your makeup set all day long, so you don't have to reapply it. And whenever I've used one of those, whatever brand it is, it's always worked, and I've used one religiously every day since I can remember, since perhaps they were invented, I don't know. Anyway, the next thing I got was some permanent tint for eyebrows. This is a make I have used many times before. Allure, I call it. Allure, I don't know how it's pronounced. You can get these in different shades. I've gone for the dark brown, which you probably think, oh, surprising, Polly, you've got blonde hair. But actually my eyebrows are so fair, you can just not see them at all without any tint on. So I do tint my eyebrows, and I do it about once every 3 to 4 weeks. Perhaps when I have them waxed, the day before I go, I tend to tint them myself. So I use that one, very, very easy to use, and takes about 6 to 8 minutes to do. So very, very quick. I got some candles. I got 3 candles. I haven't got candles for a while, but you know I'm candle mad. 2 of them are a dupe, but this one is by Wax Lyrical, and it's called Laundry Days. So I'm hoping this smells fresh. Oh, it does. Oh my goodness. It actually smells like washing powder. It smells like Persil. So if you like the smell of laundry, washing powder, you can have your house smelling of it. That's lovely, very fresh. Laundry Days by Wax Lyrical. And I shall be putting that on later. Sitting down, chilling out, watching the telly or something, I don't know. And then I found these that are, as far as I can see, a couple of dupes. If I show you the boxes, the packaging, can you guess what that looks like, or what do you think it looks like? Or I think it looks like is Jo Malone. Jo Malone candles are beautiful, but very expensive. These weren't. Again, I'll link these down below for you, but even the box is like a Jo Malone box. I got 2 different scents. I got Myrrh and Tonka and Lime, Basil and Mandarin. So again, very similar scents as well to Jo Malone's. Let's see what the packaging inside the candle looks like. Well, very Jo Malone, I would say. And I know Aldi also do a bit of a Jo Malone dupe, but I haven't tried this one before from Boots. So Oh, that's lovely. Myrrh and tonka. Very highly scented. And very Joe Malone. That's all I can say about it. Very Joe Malone. So it's, the company name is Eau de Maison. Gorgeous. Absolutely love it. That's the Myrrh and tonka. Let's have a sniff of the lime, basil and mandarin. And actually, if you bought a load of these, especially if you get them in the £10 Tuesday at Boots, can't open this one, you could keep them for Christmas presents, couldn't you? What a lovely gift to receive. I'd love to receive one of those. Well, I'm candle mad anyway, but I'd love to receive one of these. Lime, basil and mandarin. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. My favourite of the two. Oh my goodness. That is so much like the Joe Malone candles I've had before. They probably won't last as long, but we'll see. But the smell. Oh, that's beautiful. I highly recommend these, especially this one. I can't speak, I'm so excited. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. Well, I'm super pleased with that and my other candle and my bits and pieces. Thank you to those of you who told me about the £10 Tuesday at Boots. I might just have to revisit it this Tuesday. Anyway, let's see what the rest of this vlog has to bring us. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. I've just got to show you this because I love it so much. Actually, you can't see it very well. If I close the blind, you might be able to... That's not the right one. I close the blind, you might be able to see it a little bit better. There you go. How beautiful are these orchids? Now, Paul bought me this in its little plant pot there. I would say about 18 months ago. And this has got to be about the 5th or 6th time that it has flowered. And it just loves it here on my little kitchen windowsill. And I only water it once a week. I take the inner pot out of the plant pot. I run it under the tap, let it drain for a few minutes and then put it back in the pot once a week. And time again, it just keeps flowering. And I love it. How perfect is that? Well, you might not have seen The Invisible Chef recently, but I can assure you there's been plenty of cooking going on in this kitchen. So I decided to give my hob a well-deserved clean. I always use pure white vinegar to clean my stainless steel hob top, but there were some rather difficult bits as well that need a little bit of extra attention. So for that I use a little bit of Cif cream, which I have to be very careful with because it can scratch, and I used my sonic scrubber to help get rid of the marks that were a bit difficult. And whilst they didn't all come off, it was certainly a lot better. And then I had a lovely surprise of 2 lovely bunches of flowers from Paul, aka The Invisible Chef. I think we'll keep him on for another week or so. beautiful day and I'm here in Mother's little garden, which is gorgeous. But what I'm going to do today is empty and sort out her shed. It's a little bit overdue, and we've got some things back at my house which are taking up a lot of space in the garage, and I've got Adam, my son, coming home from uni soon, so we need some more space for him. So we're going to have to store some things from my house into this shed in Mum's garden. So I need to tidy it up for her anyway and make a little bit of space. So, perfect day to do it.
Is my hat right? Is it right?
It's right, yeah. How can it not be right?
Nothing's right about it.
Well, we're just catching a few summer rays, aren't we?
Yes.
While we've got them.
Yes.
You never know how long you're going to get them for.
You're looking beautiful.
You're looking beautiful.
I think I'm shrinking every day.
Everybody on YouTube loves to see you.
Oh,
So,
good.
they'll
Hello,
wanna-
everybody on
Hello.
YouTube.
Hello, everybody on YouTube. Nancy's back.
Yeah,
And your garden is looking lovely, Mum.
gorgeous.
Are you pleased with it?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Good. So the
This is the proof, not about
You got
the
it.
house. This is very nice. Isn't it?
it's a very nice little house, but who did it belong to before you?
Yes. Some lovely, gorgeous lady. Yes.
I wonder.
Yes.
Oh, I love my plants. You love your plants.
Yeah.
I love your plants as well.
See this green one?
Yes.
What is the flower on it?
I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
What I do know is that you bought it for me when I moved into this house, and it was a tiny little plant,
Oh, that's right.
and it just took over.
Yeah.
We'll have to get Paul to tell us what it's called.
I remember looking through here. This was the end of it, the house.
This conservatory wasn't here,
No.
so
look,
you would have looked in that back
that's
window
right, that's
there
right.
when I bought
That's
it.
right.
Then I put the conservatory on.
Yeah.
But you get a
lovely.
proper little sun trap in this corner of your garden,
Oh,
don't
this is
you?
my favourite spot. I love it.
Do you have your happy hour out here?
Yes. And if you get too hot,
Yeah.
because, you know, old bodies can't cope with too cold.
I can't
or too-
cope with too cold or too hot.
No, of course not.
Just no pleasing me.
No. I love that blue. What's it called? I call them forget-me-nots.
Forget-me-nots. That's lobelia.
Yeah. They're lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got
So,
some lovely
friend of
roses.
mine.
And
Boy. Foreign boy. He sent them to me. He said, these are called Don't Forget Me.
oh, yeah, sweet.
And then
One of your many boyfriends.
this thing, this is from his friend to say he'd gone missing on the Russian power.
Oh, during the war,
Killed him.
you'd gone
They
missing,
killed him.
and you never heard
He went to
anything
see an
again.
aunt and never came back.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Tragic.
Tragic.
You've lived through some stuff, you
Oh,
have, haven't you?
absolutely.
Flipping heck. When you think back, Mum, about decades, if you like, different decades, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, whatever, is there a decade that stands out for you that was the best decade, whether it be fashion, music, the way of life?
When I was at McConville's, I think, I was a child before that.
Yeah.
But I loved the fashion shows.
So would it be the 50s or the 60s?
And I was on the television.
You were. Yeah.
And I loved that. So Mark said, I've just seen you on television. I said, no, you haven't.
So was
I've
that
just seen you on television.
the 50s or the 60s?
60.
The 60s. And of course you got married in the 60s.
Yeah.
And you had Sarah in the 60s.
Yeah.
So would you say the 60s were great?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't live in the 60s. I was born in the 70s.
That's right.
So,
But then I like the 60s and the 70s.
yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of the way of life and living and earnings and value for money and those kind of things, was it better then, do you think? Was it a fairer economy, do you think?
Oh,
Or
was okay.
has it always been?
Well, I used to try to make the best of everything.
Mm,
That's all you can do,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
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 And also,
Well, we never went without anything.
Also for my children, I used to do whatever I thought they needed.
You did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we never went without anything. We
No.
always had
Yeah.
food, heating,
Yeah.
lovely holidays.
That's right.
We were very lucky. Very, very lucky.
And Sarah,
We weren't rich, but we were very
Sarah
lucky.
chased you all over the place.
My sister Sarah, God rest her soul,
There we are.
would go and get the biggest piece of seaweed she
That's
could
right.
find out of the sea.
I could see
And I'd
you.
only be little because she was 9 years older than
Yeah.
me. And she'd get this seaweed and she'd chase me up the beach
That's
for
right.
miles. I'd be
And you'd be
screaming.
going, "Ah."
Traumatised me
Yeah.
as a child, that did.
Yeah.
Traumatised me. No, we did have some great holidays.
Yeah.
And talking about sitting in the sun here today, I don't remember having a holiday in England as a child and the weather was ever bad.
No, never. But
We
then-
always had
Yeah,
really
but then
good
I
weather.
was so clever.
Nothing's changed.
I could choose.
Yeah, but we had still had to go on the school holidays, didn't we?
Of course.
As kids.
Within 7 weeks, 6 weeks,
Yeah.
whatever it was, 6 weeks,
Yeah.
I'd have to go then. And we always had fantastic.
We always
So-
had beautiful weather. Morning, noon and night.
Before that, when honeymoon, when we were on honeymoon, it was boiling hot from 8 o'clock in the morning, when the day we went, the Friday we went, until late Sunday evening. All day, all 2 days was boiling, 3 days.
That was Torquay.
Yeah, it was after, and we stayed lovely house of friends of Mike's family, and the food we cooked was absolutely hot.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, how lovely.
yeah. No,
Was it on your honeymoon when you and Dad accidentally walked out of a restaurant and didn't pay?
Yes,
Was you chatting away or something?
that's right. I don't think we went back to back.
They might try and get you now then, if they see this. There's that woman from 1964 that didn't
that
pay.
far. I think your father's daughter. He says, I'm not going back.
Did Dad.
Lovely lady as well.
But you just genuinely just got up and were chatting and walked
That's
away.
right, yeah. And then halfway, oh my God, he said, we didn't pay. He said, oh, never mind, come on, let's go.
I love it. I love it.
I think the people thought, we'll have those two again. We'll catch them next time.
Catch them next time they come. Or wait for you to walk past the bar or something.
That's right. Isn't that all pretty?
Oh, lovely day. Yes. Should we show everybody? Look how pretty it is. Got a few roses that need clipping off, a few dead ones now, but you've had another few come out. I can hear your little wind chime as well. So here we are having our moment on the bed. Another week has flown past, hasn't it? time just seems to go so quick, so quick. And here we are, nearly the end of July. But fortunately, I think some of us, if not most of us, have got a bit of summer weather now as well. And the kids have got broken up from school, school is out, college is out, although my son isn't home yet, he's doing whatever. I don't think he actually has quite finished yet. I think he's got a dissertation to hand in before the end of August. So I think he's sticking around down in Exeter till about the 12th or 13th of August now. So haven't got him for another few weeks. But yeah, everybody's thinking about their summer holidays and are on their summer holidays. So let me know what you're up to, if you've got anything booked, planned. I've been looking at holidays, but it's not going to be until September. But the Invisible Chef, aka Paul, has a special birthday in September. So we are planning a week abroad to cover that birthday. But we don't know where it's going to be yet. We've narrowed it down. We're doing lots of research. It's going to be somewhere warm, hopefully. And I'll keep you posted as to where that will be, because there'll be a holiday vlog for you. I know you like those. And I've got a special birthday in January of next year. So I've got to get my thinking cap on for what I would like to do. But I think I might have a bit of a do. A bit of a party, to which, if you want to come, you're probably very welcome and well, you are very welcome, not probably. But you might get an invite, you never know. Apparently my son is going to be organising this party, so who knows what it will be or where it will be. But anyway, that's January next year. Back to this week. And more importantly, I have some results. Thank the Lord, my results are in. After a bit of pushing and nagging, I must say, I have the results of my recent MRI scan. So, the good news is nothing sinister is going on. But there are lots of changes to what I already knew I had, and there are a couple of things that have crept in as well that I wasn't expecting. So to cut a very long story short, I've only had these results via a text message from my GP. So I haven't had this in a formal letter, but basically almost word for word, it said that the results show I have spondylosis in the top part of my back. I have a progression of the arthritis that was already in the lower part of my back. That is now present in both of my hips, particularly my right hip, which I kind of guessed. And the pain I'm experiencing in my right thigh is because I have a tendonitis in my right buttock, which is apparently, probably, might be causing the pain in my right leg. Now, that's all it said. So I did go back to the GP surgery and say, okay, where does this take me now? Do I need a different medication? And they said, well, the first thing they're doing is they're referring me to the musculoskeletal rehab people. So it looks like I'm going to be going for some physiotherapy. I've got to ring them next week because it's a self-referral and book an appointment. And to carry on with my medication as it is now. To which I've queried again today, because one of the medications they put me on before I had the scan was amitriptyline, which is really, it's an antidepressant, but it's actually really for nerve pain as well. Now, what I find with the amitriptyline is because I take it just before bed or a couple of hours before bed, it does nothing for the pain whatsoever, but it knocks me out. So I'm getting some sleep. However, I had a particularly bad night last night, having taken amitriptyline and 2 codeine, and I was in agony all night long. So I was still awake. So I've queried that and said, actually, I think it's probably best to have a face-to-face review appointment, if that's okay. And we'll have a discussion about all my medication. Because I know I mentioned a couple of 3 weeks to you ago about the possibility of coming off the fluoxetine as well, which is another matter. And so many of you said, don't do it, Polly. You've got so much going on, you've got a busy life, stick with it. You may have gained some weight, but stick with it. And I'm inclined to. actually, more than anything. But amitriptyline is an antidepressant as well. So if I can take that out of the equation now that it doesn't appear to be a nerve pain, I think I'd be happier with that. I don't think my naproxen, which I take for arthritis, I don't think that can go up anymore. I think I'm on the maximum dose. So my understanding is that for this type of pain and for tendonitis, that is probably the best drug, or one of the best drugs to be on, but it's not hitting the pain at the moment, and neither is the codeine. So I'm going to have a face-to-face review appointment. That's not until next week. I think it's the 6th of August. And we'll see what they say. But I'm very surprised about the tendonitis, because I always thought that was what athletes could get, or that it's an injury. It's caused by, it's formed from an injury. So, you know, if you've bashed yourself, or you've been running or jumping or things like that. And I'm no athlete. I haven't been to the gym in months. And I've done nothing that I'm aware of where I've injured myself. And of course, this pain I've had now since April time, might have been just before then it started, and I have done no injury. So I haven't seen the scans. I wouldn't be able to analyse them anyway, but I haven't seen the scans. As I say, this is all coming a text message, so it's a little bit vague. And also the mention of spondylosis in my upper back, in my neck actually, and going into the upper part of my back. So there's some explanation there. Maybe it is just that I need physio, and the leg pain will get relieved with that. And if it is tendonitis, as they say it is, that can sometimes take 6 to 12 months to get better. So that would also explain why I've been in so much pain for so long. But how I've got it, or why I've got it, is a mystery at the moment. But I will try and delve a little bit more into that if I can, because I'm intrigued to know, and I'm very aware of my body, and I know when something's changed or something's different, and I'd also know if I had an injury and I haven't. So it'd be interesting to know if, and perhaps any of you might know, if you have it or suffer with something similar. You know, can you get tendonitis for other reasons other than injuring yourself and what have you? Because I appear to have it. So anyway, at least we have some results, and I did feel very relieved, to be honest, when I got them, even though, you know, what I'm dealing with is not great and it's very painful. At least it would appear, thank God, nothing sinister is going on. So we just need to control this pain, really, more than anything at the moment. And losing weight will help my joints without a shadow of a doubt. I've got to lose weight. I've got to lose weight. I've been looking back, just editing this video. I can hardly look, quite frankly, because I'm so upset by the fact that I've gained so much weight over the past couple of years. And I know there's various reasons for it, some of which I can do something about, and some of which I might not be able to particularly, or it might not be as quick as it would perhaps normally be, obviously in the throes of menopause, on antidepressants, you know, those kind of things. So anyway, in terms of being fed by the Invisible Chef and cutting down on butter and not eating as much chocolate as I do, and in fact I haven't been too bad recently, to be fair, I know what to do for my diet. So I just need to be very, very strict. And also the fact now that I've got this goal of going on holiday in September, it is a goal to strive towards, to think, well, you know, I'm not going to be crazy about it, but I would like to lose some weight before I go on holiday. The other news is I've had a result from the DWP as well, in terms of Nancy's, aka Mom, attendance allowance application. Thank the Lord, thank the Lord. Finally had a telephone call from someone this week to acknowledge it. That's all sorted. That really is, long story short. It is all sorted apparently, and she should be getting attendance allowance as of next week, and they will backdate it, which is great news. But there has been just one hell of a mix-up somewhere down the line, and anyway, it looks as though that has been resolved as well. Strangely enough, my MRI results and Nancy's application for attendance allowance claim, all got resolved on the same day. How weird is that? Isn't it funny how things like that in life sometimes happen? You're waiting weeks and weeks and weeks, or different things are going on, and then everything concludes together. How weird is that? So anyway, it's been a good week for that, a very, very good week for that. And apparently we're going to have a very, very good week of weather coming up as well, which is lovely. Although Nancy is struggling with the heat. She's struggling with the heat, bless her. And she used to love the sun. She was a proper sun tanning kind of lady. I suppose people were back in the day as well, weren't they? But she used to love it, and she can't tolerate it now, and her skin's quite thin as well. So I think that's just part of the aging process. So she loves it, but she can't be out in it, and but she does love her garden, and she loves to see the flowers and what the summer is doing to her garden. So that's all good. And on the whole, she is very, very, very good. And there's just really one other thing I wanted to mention that made me a bit sad this week. And that was the death of a YouTuber that I have been following for probably about 3 years now. You may or may not have heard of him, but the YouTube channel is called Dr. Dan Says. And Dr. Dan Bachman was a chiropractic doctor who lived in Austin in Texas in the United States. And I first came upon his channel when I was looking up things about back pain and resolving back issues. And I haven't had chiropractic treatment for a long time, but I did used to have it not long after my initial accident. So my accident was when I was 15. And then by the ages of about 16 to 20, I had a lot of chiropractic treatment. And I fell upon his channel by researching back problems and considering perhaps whether I should go back to a chiropractor. Anyway, I got slightly diverted because Dr. Dan had colon cancer. And I was following his journey through his treatment, and it became quite apparent that the type of cancer he had was exactly the same as the cancer my sister Sarah had. Exactly. Even the symptoms, the rate in which it spread, all sorts of things were just in alignment totally with what had happened to Sarah. So I have followed his channel initially because of the back thing, but actually because of his cancer journey. And he has been fascinating to watch. Brave beyond belief, a highly intelligent man who is so empathetic and has been so warm and brave and giving in his YouTube channel. And he passed away this week, and I think he was 54. He was either 54 or 56 years of age. Apologies, I think he was 54. And leaves behind parents who had already lost a child some years ago. He had a brother that committed suicide. And there's been lots of updates by his other sibling, John Bachman, who is also a doctor, on his channel. And I think when you get involved with someone on YouTube, as a viewer, as an audience, you do get to know them. I don't know whether you feel the same about me, perhaps. I feel like my community here, we're like friends. And there's so many of you that come back week after week after week after week and comment every week. And we have our weekly chat, either through this way visually or also in the comments box down below as well. And we have a little chat backwards and forwards. And I feel like you're friends. And I hope that you think that I'm your friend as well, because I am here for you to chat to. That's the whole point of the channel. And as a member of the audience to Dr. Dan's channel, I was thinking to myself, gosh, I actually, I feel like I've lost a friend. How sad, how awful. But the similarities between his story and Sarah's story, obviously, for those that you don't know, my sister did pass away with bowel cancer in 2013, and her journey was only 18 months. Dr. Dan has managed to be a little bit of a miracle, quite frankly. I think he was given about 6 months to live, and he ended up living 4 years. But yeah, I felt quite sad this week when he passed away. And have a look at his channel if you want to. It's very, very interesting. He's been so lovely. So that is really sad. But yeah, I feel like I've lost a bit of a friend on YouTube, but there we go. Anyway, apart from that, all things are good. It's been a good week. I'm still in pain. That's not good. But everything else is doing well. And I promise you, the Invisible Chef wants to make a bit of a comeback. He has been incredibly busy since moving in here, and work has been very, very busy, and one thing or another. You know what it's like, life gets in the way. But I will make sure that he rustles up something good in the kitchen for you to see very, very soon. And thank you for joining me this week. It's lovely to see you as always, and I will be back next Sunday, same time, same place. And until then, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. See you next Sunday. Take care. Bye.